Howdy folks, greetings from the Ganges River of northern India at Rishikesh, yoga capital of the world, in the foothills of the Himalaya mountains. I'm here in the river, as you can see. Give a little scan of the scene. An awesome sunny hot day in June, middle of the hot season here. So really no better place to be than in a glacial river. So I thought that I would just share a few thoughts on Teal Swan's latest video, Spirituality 2.0. And I don't know if I necessarily got the full point that she was seeking to convey with that. There's probably some more subtle things that she wanted to get across, but as best as I could understand it, then essentially what she was saying was that it is really crucial to be going deeper into your own personal negative emotions and feelings and states of being. And I completely and totally agree with this. That really the most important, a lot of the most important spiritual work, life work, healing, self-help, quest for happiness, whatever you want to call it, that needs to be done is not fancy, it's not high-minded, it's not complicated. It is simply a matter of accessing your real feelings, your real expression within yourself. There are layers and layers to our consciousness, and when you deny how you really feel, just think back on being a child and whatever, having a temper tantrum or crying about whatever, and your parents telling you to shut up and go away because they don't want to hear it. And so you learn to separate from how you genuinely feel. Then what you do is you come out of yourself. You lift up out of yourself. You abandon a part of your own consciousness. You say, well, this sort of behavior is not acceptable. These feelings and emotions are not acceptable in this society that I'm trying to, be a member of and to be accepted within. And so you come out of yourself. And what we really need to do is come more into ourselves. To come down, to drop down into deeper layers of our being that have become frozen energy, that have become blocked up, inaccessible to us, because we lifted out of ourselves. So we really need to occupy our being, our soul, our feeling emotional selves, our spiritual selves, our consciousness at deeper levels. And what this entails really is just finding something real within yourself. And what does that mean? What does that mean? What's real versus non-real? It's a matter of what can you contact within yourself that is spontaneous expression. That's really what it is. And this obviously does not have to be just unpleasant, negative stuff. This can be creative, artistic expression. This can just be your excitement and passion for life. But it also can be your negative emotions, your anger, your sadness, your fears, your resentments, your judgments, your frustration, and connect with some spontaneous flow of energy within yourself and allow it to move and flow through you. rather than trying to gloss over how you're really feeling by rationalization and telling yourself, well, it's all an illusion and these negative emotions are just you know, temporary, ephemeral things that don't matter, and so I shouldn't give them any real consequence, any attention, because I'm just going to create more of it. That isn't how it works. You may seemingly create more of it in the process of connecting with your real feelings. Take anger, for example. Most people in the world are walking around pissed off, whether they realize it or not. And most do not realize it. But there is a great deal of denied anger just because there is no acceptable expression of anger in our society, no way to channel that energy in some way. And so what happens is people repress it and repress it and repress it, and then those who can't repress it anymore freak out and go on a shooting rampage and kill a bunch of people in order to try to release that energy somehow. And you know, I'm not justifying this kind of behavior at all, but this is a symptom of society, of repressed anger. And so once you actually allow yourself to notice and perhaps even tap into and express some of your real feelings of anger, you may find more of it, because you're like tapping into a vein of denied emotion within yourself, and you will then end up dredging up more of this denied stuff. But my experience has been that you eventually work through it, you dissolve it through your attention, through honoring it, through recognizing that your real emotions have a reason and a purpose for being. They are your energetic response to the circumstances of life. There are plenty of things to understandably be angry about, and if you never allow yourself to actually feel that genuine, real feeling that you have, then you kill a part of yourself, you deny it, you repress it, you stuff it down, and energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It doesn't go away. It simply sinks into your subconscious, sinks into your body where it causes disease, and it will then try to resurface at some other point in time. And you will experience it as frustration, annoyance, judgment, panic attacks. It will manifest in other forms. Physical disease and various physical problems, etc. So, as best as I can understand, then what Teal was really talking about in her video was the importance of tapping into your real feelings and emotions, acknowledging your own negativity, and working with it, and diving as deep as you possibly can into it. So one of my videos from several months ago is titled How to Change Your Feelings, The Big Secret. And this speaks to the same concept, which is that our energetic state of being is one of being constantly in flux and constantly in movement. So the way to change your feelings, the way to change how you're feeling, especially if it's a negative state of being, is to dive completely and fully into it. It is not to lift up out of it and focus on some other nicer, more positive, more pleasant state of being and try to create it that way. If you're feeling a negative state of being, then it's for a reason. It isn't random. It isn't that you were wandering along and you bumped into a cloud of negative emotion, and then that's why you're feeling it. It could be that you're soaking something up from somebody else's state of being, certainly, but the way to deal with these states of being is to allow yourself to sink completely and fully into them, and it will then change. It is through the power, the focus of your consciousness that you change your own state of mind, your own state of feeling, your own state of being. By going deeper into the moment, by going deeper into whatever it is that you are experiencing now, and thus accessing ever deeper layers of yourself and coming more into yourself as a result. Tapping into these ever deepening layers of denied, stuck emotional energy and getting that energy moving, which is our basic state of being, is to be free-flowing, spontaneous, creative energy. But you have to go through the negative emotions, because that's what caused the separation in the past. Unpleasant feelings that you didn't want to deal with it at the time, or you were told that you had to deny and repress, and so you stuffed it down. And so that is what's real, and you have to go through what's real in order to get to something else beneath that is the truth of your being, which is not these negative states of being, is not these negative emotions. They are a transitory expression in the moment, but if you don't flow with your real feelings in the moment, then you get stuck in them, quite simply. And so it is through the diving deeper into whatever it is that you are feeling now, whatever it is that you are feeling, and if that is a negative state of being, then it needs to be diving deeper into a negative state of being, and then these become windows or doorways, tunnels to accessing the real you that lies beneath these negative feelings and emotions and judgments and self-judgment and self-hatred and all this stuff. So I think that Teal was right on, and I hope that she will maybe expand on what she said in that latest video a little bit further, because by the sounds of it, some of the comments and things, and a lot of people didn't really get what she was saying. So I don't know if I got what she was saying either, but that's my take on it. So take care.